To the Sacramento Center for Spiritual Living, where there is a healing going on right now. Sharon Dunn-Aberg. You're a senior minister, you're a spiritual director, and I welcome you here this morning. What a fine morning this is, and in fact, I think this is the last day of rain before a week of sunshine into the 80s. Oh my, for some of us who just love sunny weather, that's very good news. Let's see what we're doing here. Yes, I think we all know how to turn our cell phones off. Let's say good morning to each other, and I think, gosh, I think we all know how to do this too. Let's just do it. Namaste. Namaste. Namaste.
Divine light. Namaste. 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 The divine light in me honors the divine light in you. Namaste. Looks good. Namaste. Namaste.
Before I forget, I want to do a little infomercial. And I have been attending the international calls that happen a couple of times a month where we get to learn what's going on. And I find it very informative, and it's on the website. So if you ever want to participate, they're hour-long Zoom calls. Some are really informative, and some are interactive. And so we can actually give input. So it's really a great thing. And what I'm learning, because we get to hear from staff, what I'm learning is, are you all familiar with the Science Mind magazine?
Yes.
You know, it's been happening a long time. Gosh, I don't know exactly how long, but I should know that. I'll know that next week. And what's happening with this magazine is it's threatened. Literally, they're considering stop printing it because it doesn't have enough subscriptions. And so they're asking us to get, into our centers, do this grassroots ask. If you get anything out of this magazine, which has daily affirmations and amazing articles, and you can give it away, and it kind of explains who we are. When people are like, "Wait, where do you go?" You're like, "Oh, here's a little magazine. You can give your friends." It's $48.95 a year, which is $4 an issue, which is not bad for a magazine, paying $4 an issue. You can also give it as gifts and all kinds of different things. What we're going to do is, again, we're going to get our welcome packet done, and we're going to put them in the welcome packets for people here for the first time. So if it's a nice gift as well to people. So if you do get the $48.95 annual subscription, you can get the digital magazine for an additional $5. That's it, $5 for the whole year. So you can have a digital a copy, or you can have a print copy, or both. So anyway, I wanted to plug that because I love the magazine, and I find it very valuable, and I think a lot of us are really sad by our complacency. Do you ever not participate in something that you wish you had, and you wish you had supported it, and it's just lazy for me. I just, yeah. I think for me, it's like we have so many past issues that I don't think I'll ever get through them. And that's not right either. So anyway, thank you for that. Let's do our vision, mission, and purpose together. Our vision: we are a welcoming sanctuary community where all are accepted, valued, and supported in the local family. Our mission: we inspire personal and global transformation through the teachings of science of mind. And our purpose: in joy and love, we connect in service to all life. That's wonderful. So I have the pleasure of bringing Peter Lolita up this morning with his beautiful consciousness, his beautiful voice, his beautiful prayer, his beautiful love for this community, and his beautiful way of being in service. So I'm giving a shout out to Peter this morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's a joy and a privilege for me to be here with you all today. So I'm doing invocation, which is just the opening of the service, which, as Beth sang, it's already begun. So I'm just kind of joining in. Recognizing that one power, that one presence that is right here, has always been, and will always be. And that power is love. That power pours itself, everything it is, into its creation, which is us. We are the love of creation. With every breath we breathe in and out, we are giving and receiving love. And there is only one choice, and that choice is to say yes to that love. And I know that the highest good and greatest joy of everyone hearing me is theirs. It's already done. And I am happy and grateful to know this truth and accept it for everyone here and for myself. So releasing this, my word, into the powerful law that always says yes to us. Together we say, and so it is. So the first reading is from Ernest Holmes. Life is self-existent. Nothing made God. The fundamental premise of our whole philosophy is that we live in a self-existent universe, self-sustaining, self-energizing, self-perpetuating, self-knowing, self-acting, and that the entire manifestation of life exists for the delight of its creator. And Ernest Holmes again. What is belief? It is a mental state. Therefore, we are correct when we say that if we can change the mental state, we can change the outward form. That is where many people make a mistake. Our philosophy is not one of denying the reality of the external, but of affirming the reality of the invisible as the creator of the external. Ernest Holmes again. Change is the only thing that is permanent. The only thing we can say of anything that looks static is, this too shall pass away. If it were not so, the infinite would get caught in its own mold. God would be stopped by his own creation, and creativity would be absorbed in its creation. And here come our beautiful singers, and I'm going to enjoy them right along with you.
That was beautiful. Is that new? Oh, what a beautiful chant. I think we could do a whole curtain on that. Couldn't
We wrote that for a Taizé service.
for a Taizé. Okay, well, we're going to have you back for a Taizé, and so that we can do that, go deep in that chant. That was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Wow. So today there's quite a bit to unpack here. We are talking about this month, fertilizing our future, and today's topic is enriching the power of regenerativity. Regenerativity. It's kind of a hard word. But think about regeneration. And so I'm gonna break it down with a principle and key points. The principle I'm using today is the law of growth, and the key points are self-care, renewal, and intentional living. So that's kind of how I'm going to unpack this. And Ernest Holmes, as you know, our teaching is threefold: philosophy, science, and religion. And today I'm not going to talk about science. Yay! But I'm going to talk about philosophy. I'm going to talk about the philosophical aspects of the teaching. And Ernest Holmes says, this is from The Science of Mind, the reality of philosophy, the principle of science, and the God of religion all have as much the same meaning. The nature of the universe in which we live. We describe it as God, spirit, reality, truth, absolute intelligence. Call it what you will. Just call it. And what he's saying is it's all the same, and it all points us to the nature of the universe in which we live and how we navigate living. And so we'll start with self-care. Oh boy, if that isn't an important aspect that I've been talking about for months. Well, actually since the beginning of the year, because of the times that we're living in. And what's so fun, do you ever feel like the times we're living in is the only time this has ever been lived? Like, oh my God, the sky is opening, the earth is going to fall off its axis. This is a unique situation, and we know better. We know better that there's nothing unique about this situation. This has happened historically. Many things that happen to us happen historically. Many things that happen in our lives happen repeatedly. And why is that? That is for our own good. Always. Always. We are always renewing the law of growth. Yes, we're always renewing. And so this idea of, oh my gosh, this is happening, or this is happening again, is good news. Because what it calls us to is how are we becoming in this era of growth? Because we're growing, aren't we? So to fully embrace regenerativity, we must shift our awareness towards sustainability. Big words this morning. I don't know if you've had your coffee, but kind of perk up for me. Perk up and look alive. I mean, meaning what can I put in place in all that I do, all that I say, how I behave that is sustainable? And what's interesting, I've been having very big conversations about this week because this is big. And naturally, when I pick a direction to go on a topic, it takes over my entire being, because how can I talk about anything that I haven't lived or experienced or would like to? And so I'm having these big conversations with people about big things that I'm doing and how I want to do them to the best of my ability. And I don't always do things to the best of my ability. Sometimes I don't want to have to, and you can't make me. I'm having conversations where I presumed I wrote a story, which I do. I mean, we all do. If we don't have data, as I've said, we fill it in. And it's marvelous, because I can talk about how I filled in the story, and the other person can tell me their story, and they're not even anywhere near one another, which is probably why we're having conflict. I'm seeing it everywhere. I'm seeing it everywhere, that we're not stopping to listen to one another, but rather we are attached to our agenda, which is the fastest way to suffering. Yay. And when we're going into stand down next week, which Anne is going to talk to you a little bit about, because our center is participating in stand down, which is a 4-day encampment for veterans at risk or homeless veterans, where we serve them, and there's all kinds of services. There's judges that come in and forgive misdemeanors and some felonies. There's the DMV, getting them licensed, and on and on and on. Food, clothing, medical, it's wonderful. And I'm a leader in that. I'm the chaplain. And I have noticed that it's my way or the highway in some of my attachments to my agenda. And when I don't get my way, I give up. And I disappear. I don't show up the way I want to, and I blame them because they're boring me. And so what it came down to, which I think is really interesting, is that I did not feel valued. You know how important that is to us? Do you know that feeling valued is much more important than our attachment to our agenda? We could actually give up our agenda completely, being convinced that that's a good thing because we replaced it with being valued, which is much more important. And so I think that when we don't feel valued, we attach ourselves a lot stronger to our agenda. Am I the only one that, or can anyone relate to this? If so, just, oh gosh, praise the Lord. So this whole idea of personal sustainability involves caring for our holistic self, the physical, the mental, the spiritual, the emotional. And, caring for our self could mean living our authentic self. Literally having conversations where we don't come in like a wrecking ball. One of my favorite, my absolute favorite songs by Miley Cyrus, not to mention the video. Whoa. I came in like a wrecking ball. Does anyone have you ever? That works well with families, I think. And it also works well when you're on a team or you're on a board or you're, it is about coming in without consideration of our oneness, literally coming in with a separate agenda and expecting the fuzzy feeling of oneness. How does that work? And so the idea here is spirituality, regenerativity, invites us to embrace the cycles of life with grace and optimism, understanding that each phase holds potential for transformation. The law of growth says we are always changing. And what is the thing that some of us really, maybe all of us, really aren't interested in? Change. You can't change my mind. I love the spiritual practice of politics. What I'm seeing in our organization is a microcosm of the macrocosm. We have our ideas, we interpret the teaching according to our worldview, and sometimes our political agenda. It's wild. And I think that we're talking amongst one another, and what I'm noticing is, because I'm committed to this idea of renewal, of listening, of how can I transform, how can I be present, what can I learn from this? And I'm reading the conversations, and they're not even using the same language. So they're having an opinion about the term they're using, while the other person's having an opinion from the term they're using, and the terms aren't the same. Have you ever had those conversations with people that are so convoluted you're not even communicating? But I hold on to my agenda until I see that there's a conflict. And that's the key right there. There's a conflict, and so what can I do to resolve the conflict? Well, I can just shut up and listen. Return to love and try and release my attachment to suffering. And this is a blast. This idea of renewal is always changing our minds. When we get settled into our way of being, our comfort zone, whatever you want to call it, why would we be interested at all in renewal and change? Because that's why we're here. We are here to transcend, to transform. We are here to be enlightened. or we are here for, drum roll, entelechy. Do we all know what entelechy is? I'm so glad. Because, I mean, I don't want to bore you on. I mean, I want you to come here going, what is she going to say today? And this idea of entelechy is part of the philosophy of science of mind. Of course, never mentioned by Ernest Holmes, the word entelechy. However, if you study the philosophy like he did, he took the word entelechy and wrote books about it. Because this comes from, well, they say Aristotle, right? Aristotle, the philosopher. It's a Greek word. En means inside. Okay? Tele is the end and completion, meaning we complete something. We get to a point of completion. We master. We become enlightened, okay? And then the key is to possess enlightenment. This is such an incredible word, and to align with the fullest expression of your inherent potential, embracing the journey towards realizing your true purpose and capabilities. The realization of one's true nature or destiny. It is the driving force that propels us towards self-actualization and the fulfillment of our unique potential. When all potential is fully actualized, boom, the purpose of our life. When our potential is fully actualized. Now, do we get there? That's not the point. It's just like a vision, right? The vision's the banks of the river. It carries us. Do we attain it? No, we're always moving in it and towards it. And why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because this idea of entelechy lives within each one of us, lives within every person, every sentient being. That means everybody. That means our politicians. That means our world leaders. That means our enemies, our perceived enemies, those people that we have conflict with. We all have this. And what if we met one another from that place? What if even just one of us in a conversation met the other from that place? And so I practiced this week, and I had so much success. Anne greeted me this morning. She goes, "How are you?" And I'm amazing. I have moved my attitude and my perceptions out of the way and come from this idea of my entelechy, and I have had unbelievable, loving conversations and breakthroughs with people that I have struggled with for a couple of years. And why did I struggle? Because I never communicated. It was more like, well, so never mind. And then I'm talking to this person, and this person's, I never knew that about you. Well, golly gosh. And then by the time I get so frustrated, I come in like a wrecking ball and I throw my stuff at you. Well, nobody can hear that. We had the most, I think I was on the phone with this person that I never thought had a minute for me for about an hour and 40 minutes. I couldn't get off the phone. Once we opened that love flood, it was amazing. Then I was ministering to this person, and we're going to go into stand down united, not in our agenda, in our vision. And what I'm going to do is when we get into conflict or crises, which is inevitable when you are serving 400 homeless or at-risk veterans who are on survival, who will act in ways that could tempt us to judge, discern, and condemn. Rather, I'm going to go in there with this idea of serving the veterans from my Entelechy. Not like, and this is kind of funny where when you have your thing, like say you're working on a team and this is my position. I'm over here, you're over there, you're in the kitchen, you're clothing, you're legal. It is really interesting that we are then tempted to get on the vibration of survival because we are in this drama. And instead, we have the opportunity to come in. I can go to clothing, leave my agenda behind, and come and open the communication for what's needed. What do you need? This is what I need. How can we make that happen? And I gotta say, this whole idea of coming from a place of cooperation. Now, I want you to start thinking about how can I apply this to what I see in the news. Because do you ever feel like I have my agenda, I have my, like this is how it should be,
Yeah.
and you, what the heck are you doing over there? Like, you're doing what, for why? And then we take the whole thing that someone is doing and throw it out and condemn it. We can't see any good in it at all. We can't say, hey, it was a good idea, but the way you went about it, not so much. It's just all or none. Bath, baby, water, out the window. So I'm asking us this week to consider detaching, being good Buddhists, and detaching from our agenda. Do you have an agenda with somebody that's kind of not working?
Yeah.
Yeah, how's that working? And what if we thought, so in Aristotle's philosophy, again, we know this is a Greek word, entelechy refers to the actualization or realization of potential. So we have this potential within us, and we have a tool which I think is funny because the tool that we have in all of these situations that I'm looking at, CSL and this community and personalities and politics, is we have our tool is this teaching. This teaching works for everyone. It doesn't work when we translate it or interpret it and demand you agree. That's when it doesn't work. So it's essentially this idea of entelechy is the process by which something becomes what it's meant to be or what it's capable of becoming. And what it's meant to be and what it's capable of becoming is oneness, unity. Oneness is what we are. Unity is that we take that oneness and work together. We make room for one another. And the thing that I learn all the time is when I understand something, I lower my defenses. Understanding is the bridge to compassion. Yes?
Yes.
For Aristotle, this involved the soul, the psyche, and I love that because I talk about that. I talk about that thing that is forever and ever, never been injured, never been harmed, that thing within us that we can live from and achieve this idea of entelechy in action, because that's what this is. And what's funny about with CSL, the focus is not on the teaching. The focus in the dialogue right now is what are we going to do about what's happening in matter, in the form, in the world. What are we going to do about what's happening in the world? So that's the fight. Do you see the irony?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The fight is that we have an agenda that we're holding on to rather than the teaching. Rather than this entelechy that we possess in each of us that connects us to each other. So this idea of that transformation is not just about changing our thoughts, but about fundamentally reshaping our perceptions, attitudes, and responses to life's challenges. Let me say that again. The transformation is not just about changing our thoughts, but about fundamentally, that means giving up our core beliefs or the attachment to them. Reshaping our perceptions, attitudes, and responses to life's challenges. Reshaping our perceptions would mean that I might have to consider your perception. When I did that, something shifted so dramatically. The energy that we are, this is all energy work, the energy that happened, the shift, the renewal, the sustainability, the thing that happened to me this week is that I instead of, okay, I'm going to get through this event, or how about this one? Is it over yet? To, I can't wait to get there to see what I can bring to it. What I can bring in my becoming. Does this make sense? I get so excited, like I can't wait to get there. What happened? One conversation? You kidding me? That I should have had 2 years ago? Oh well. Mm-hmm. So this idea of intentional living is entelechy. Entelechy is intentional living. It's living from the intention of my soul to connect with my sentient beings in a loving way so that I change the world. I bring love to the world. And I love this example of when you drop water into a large lake, it changes the lake. It's energy. We have an opportunity to hate less. And hopefully not at all. I want to read this one. And remember, this idea of entelechy that started with Aristotle was really defined well further along by philosophers like Sharon Dunn-Aberg. He provided the definition, entelechy is inside of you. Like a butterfly is inside of a caterpillar. It is entelechy of an acorn to be an oak tree, of a baby to be a grown-up, of a popcorn kennel to be fully popped, and of you and me to be God only. Spirit, what spiritual activism, and the conversations of of the ministers, one is talking about social activism, the other one's talking about spiritual activism, and I don't think they're the same at all. But then my agenda becomes, well, I need to correct them. And I didn't. I just took it in and said, how can I bring love to this without having to change their minds? Because my agenda is, you got to think like me and do as I say. I mean, and you pay me to act like that. True peace, and this is why I loved Bev and Greg's song about peace, because that's what we're talking about here. Why am I talking about any of this if not what we want is peace? Peace within, peace without. What we want is peace. We just want peace. And all of the things that we hang on to create suffering. Duh. True peace doesn't lie in avoiding change, but in flowing with it. Isn't that wonderful? We can turn on the news and flow. Flow. I'm flowing. I'm flowing. I'm flowing. Flowing. When we base our peace on things, we cannot control suffering. Suffering is inevitable. In Buddhism, of course, there is suffering is a noble truth, and there is a cessation of suffering, another noble truth. And guess what we have to do? We have to live from, can you say the word? Entelechy. So I'm going to leave you with this. Consider this week that we reclaim our mental clarity, our emotional balance, and then we try this fasting. It's called dopamine fasting. Gwen's like, Identify your triggers, right? Reflect on activities you turn in for quick dopamine hits. What are your quick social media, binge watching, TV, snacking on junk food? Here's one. I added, a dopamine fix is anger, rage, political agenda. That's a dopamine fix. Righteousness. I know you like that. Set clear boundaries. Choose a specific time frame for your fast, whether it's a few hours, a full day, or a weekend, and abstain from identified triggers. Engage in rejuvenating activities. Replace dopamine-inducing activities with practices such as meditation, reading, nature walks, exercising, journaling. And last, reflect and adjust. After you fast, reflect on any changes in your mood and focus. Adjust your routine to best support your mental and emotional health. So examine yourself, because that's what this is about. We self-examine. Find some areas of conflict, or maybe it's I'd like that to feel better. I'd like to do better in that. I'd like that never to happen again. That's one for me. No, please, no. I'd like to be fully present. I'd like to be inspired again. I'd like to be, I'd like to get in there because this person is really important to me. I think I'm going to get in there and make an effort. I think I'm going to expose myself, my authentic self, my entelechy, and share first by letting go of my agenda to what I'm sharing, making sure that's done, so that I can come from a place of detachment and just be in inquiry and curiosity. Are you excited about this idea? Is it new? Is it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you, Aristotle. I'll just pray. Earlier we read a quote from Ernest Holmes that is gender identified. God is he and him. We don't have to attach to that. We can actually let go of our agenda to have things spoken in a language that we're willing to accept. But rather think in terms of spirit, God, whatever you call it, your entelechy, your soul connection to the divine, and allow any and all spoken word in any religion or faith tradition to float by you, to let the gender identification just float and be with the essence, the intention of spirit. There is one called by many names, called by Allah, Yahweh, avatars, Buddha, Jesus, the Great Spirit. Called by many names for one, the one that creates all out of itself, connecting its creation in this love. The song we heard this morning, that this peace is at the heart of God. That lives in each of us. That lives in each of us. I am that is. I am the spirit, the he, the she, the feminine, the masculine. I am the Muhammad, the Allah, the Great Spirit. I am so grateful to know that my brothers and sisters of all faiths have this sustainability in the heart of God, in the heart of the One, that each sentient being walks, breathes, and has their being in this space, this soulful life. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Dogma, stigma, scripture. Each individual is a blessing, is God's joy. I'm so grateful that my commitment is, of course, to love one another. Of course. But my commitment is to learn how to do that. How many ways can I find my way to love? It's a full-time job. It asks so much of me. And it asks also for forgiveness in places where I have failed to open my heart, open my mind, open myself to love. And that's done. Forgiveness is done. Whatever agenda, I am not attached. I'm not attached to my agenda, and I'm not attached to your agenda. I'm attached to your soul. Oh, praise God. And so I live and breathe and have my being in a constant renewal, rejuvenation, regeneration. I am absolutely living the law of growth. And I know that for myself. I know that as a visionary. I know that as a leader of this community. And I know that then, because everything is known from this one mind, that this is the essence of this community. And yes, we are human. And we'll work with that. And so I release my word into the law that says, yes, given that this is good, that this is good for all, that this is done in love, that it is done with passion and conviction and no doubt whatsoever. And so we rejoice in the manifestation of it. And together we say, and so it is.
That was so powerful, and we were inspired to do a bit of a song switch. Leave you instead of Reach. This is a song called "Let the Walls Come Down" that Greg wrote probably 15 years ago or so, and it's on our album "Love Can Change the World," and it's a message that speaks to us, and we hope it speaks to you as well.
again and again. So this is our time of joyous and generous giving. The information's right up here on the screen. You can use your phone, you can use PayPal, you can have the basket that's coming around. Please just enjoy yourselves.
I'd like to add another way of giving. We have Change for Change in the social hall, where we have a plexiglass little bank, and it's for you to put your change in. And so we cleaned our car, and I got a bunch of change out of the midsection, after I dug all the and so I found all this change, and it does help, doesn't it, Ruth? We end up really able to serve our community with this donation of change. So please bring your change. Change.
That's wonderful. So, you guys are extras in my movie, my personal movie. I have such a feeling of this is a happening, and this is going to have a huge impact on our community, this center. And I kind of walked into it with my eyes closed. I really didn't know what was going on. And I find myself standing here. So it's going to be real interesting to see what's next, but I can feel it. So we have an abundance affirmation. You say that with me.
In
consciousness of abundance, I give freely, knowing that I am freely given to. Isn't that the truth?
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. Grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Beautiful. And then don't go away, girl. Let's hear from you, because we've got something very exciting happening
All
today.
right, this is the last of the 4 Sundays of the workshop, where what we're doing is experiencing this idea of ripping away what no longer serves, and then setting our intentions of what we want in our life, what we know is ours in our life, as we do this tactic. It's kind of like if you've ever done meditation with mala beads, right? It's like each time we tie the knot, we think, I have joy all around me. All of the things that we want in our lives. So that's what we do in these workshops. We talk about how that's been manifesting in our lives. We do a meditation. We do this, and I have today to show you out in the other area kind of a photograph of my conception of how the piece is going to look. Ruth is thinking over here. We have so much. It's going to be about 40 inches wide, and it's very colorful, and it's going to embody all of your intentions and all of this that everyone has put into this project over the last 4 weeks. And I have this wonderful vision of bringing this to more communities, to do public art, large public art pieces with the community with the same concept. So I hope you'll join me today and keep that feeling
Yes.
going that we can bring this to more and more people.
Thanks, Becky. So we're happy to announce again, we're in our week 3 of Taco Tuesdays, where you just come for an hour and we have a question and we share. It's really been amazing. I'm really loving it. And it's, before dinner, just a quick check-in. We can talk about just about anything and connect with one another. So please join us for our Taco Tuesdays. Again, Anne is going to come up here and say a few things about 2 things, I think. Our food drive and...
Can I just stay here?
Yeah, you just stay there, dear.
We're finalizing our food collection for Sacramento Food Bank and Family Services, so thank you for your generosity. If you wouldn't mind grabbing a box or a bottle or a few things to help me carry out to the car, because you have been generous and there's a lot there to carry. I'd appreciate the help. Don't think anybody needs to pick up a big heavy box full, but if we can just take a few things. I have bags there that we can put things in, so you don't have to carry anything heavy. And then our next, May 6th through 8th is going to be our next outreach. And if you go on to the Placer stand down, you can sign up to work a half a day, 2 full days, however much you'd like. Reverend Sharon is the chaplain there and will guide us through whatever we need to learn. You can guide people to water, you can take them to the clothing tent, perhaps just listen, because many times the homeless veterans would appreciate being able to tell their stories too. So if you have the time and energy and would like to share your time with that event, that would be greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Anne. Make sure you register online and in the comments put that you're going to work with the chaplaincy. And then they'll let me know when you get there. We do have the Enneagram workshop next week. Ruth, how many do we need to sign up to have this?
We have
10? 10 people.
And we have 7 people right now.
Oh, and am I signed up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's going to be wonderful. It's
Yes.
going to be so exciting and such a full day of wonderful things that they have planned for us. So if you haven't signed up, email us and let us know that you're coming.
Yes.
Or let me know today.
Yeah, we don't want them to not do it because we didn't sign up. And they're sticklers about that.
Yes, they
So
are.
is everyone familiar? You've all seen the video for the Enneagram? Yeah, we've all seen the video. Have we all? Raise your hand if you have not seen it.
All right.
Okay, we're seeing it. Because it's really fun.
Hello, my name is Melissa Felipe.
And my name is Z. Egloff, and we're here to tell you a little bit about our workshop, the Enneagram Experience.
Yep. The Enneagram can show you aspects of yourself that may have been hidden to you in the past.
Yes, absolutely. It can also increase self-compassion and compassion for others.
Right, and because of that, then you get along better with other people.
And it's a wonderful tool for spiritual growth because it can point you to spiritual practices that will liberate you from your personality as opposed to perpetuating those blind spots.
Yes, it's made a huge difference in my life.
We've developed a unique way to teach the Enneagram using animal archetypes.
Yep, I'm a monkey.
And I'm an owl, but more on that later.
We also use guided meditation and role play that allow you to both embody and get an experience of interacting with every type.
Whether you're new to the Enneagram or you're a seasoned student, this workshop is for you.
Yep, see you there.
Thank you. And Melly and Z are my littermates from seminary. I love them so much. They're very talented and fun, super fun. And Reverend Melissa, they're both ministers. Reverend Melissa's got her doctorate, actually. She got a doctorate because of her beautiful music. So they're also going to be here on Sunday doing the talk and the music. And they're just magnificent people. I'm super excited. They travel all over. And to have them here, it's like Jesse Powers, I wanted them to come here and do this for a long time. So be sure to, and bring people from out in the community. This is a really fun duo, and their talk is going to be amazing. So yeah, come and do that one. And
Can you pick yourself up? Escape out, there you go.
Hello.
no, not there again. I'm actually going to bring Peter up here really quick. He's going to close us out with our benediction. And this is his class, and I probably shouldn't be talking about it.
So this is part of I'm the main character, and you guys are all the people around me as this happens. So I wrote this book a few years ago, and it's gone through several incarnations. And I was just in the midst of it being rebranded and a new website coming up when this wave came to teach a class here and do it. So this is, for me, about us learning how we can serve our community when people are going through end-of-life issues, and what our role is as far as pastoral care and emotional support. And so using my experiences over 30 years as a hospice aide, and this means I wasn't a doctor, I wasn't a social worker, I was a person that came into a home with some training, but nowhere near what I needed to do what I was doing. Because when you're standing at the bedside, it's you and them. So I hope to share my wisdom with you. There's a sign-up sheet out here I brought today, and a book so you can look through. There's also an agenda, a curriculum for the 6 weeks. You can see what we're going to be doing. So I hope that you all come and explore this with me. And I'm looking forward to sharing with all of you. Is it step?
Yep,
Okay.
Just hit the screen.
touch the screen.
Okay.
There we go.
Hey.
And Bruce, you can.
I'll talk to this real quick. We are going to be launching our Gourmets for God coming up here soon. Next Sunday, I hope to have our packet for our hosts. If you're interested in hosting a Gourmet for God, you can grab one of those packets next Sunday and take them home and take a look. We're excited to do this. We had a great time last year with all the different Gourmets for God. So keep an eye out for that, and we'll be talking more. And then Gourmets for God is where we have people that host an event. Food is involved, and you know how good we are with food around here. But we've had pasta making, we've had sushi on the boat, we had a summer picnic, we had a drum circle with sandwiches and hors d'oeuvres, so lots of different things. We had a game night with pizza, so lots of fun things. So what we do is somebody is hosting it, and then we all bid on being able to attend. And the money that we raise from the bidding is donated to the Sacramento Center for Spiritual Living. It's how we keep things going. It's a fun way to do it. And we enjoy each other's company too. That's the best part. So keep an eye out for that. And it'll also be on the website. There you go.
All right, and next we have our affirmation. I embrace my regenerative power, renewing my potential with each cycle of life. And now we're going to have our song. Beautiful couple here.
Water will always find its own way home.
So one of the foundations of this church, the centers, is prayer. And I just want to say that that's been one of the biggest, had the most impact on me, is the powerful prayer life that goes on here at the center. All day, every day, there's messages with prayer requests and supportive prayer from the prayer team, and people go to the website, or there's a form that you can fill out. It is in there's right outside the door here, there's a table, and there's a cabinet with two drawers on it. And there is a form that you can fill out so that you can have a confidential prayer. We'll pick it up and it will be distributed to the prayer team, and we pray for you. And it is a wonderful, powerful thing. Oh, here it is, I found it. This is what it looks like. So please avail yourself of that. And also, if someone would like individual prayer after service, please come up here and see me, and I'll be happy to pray for you one-on-one, okay?
Beautiful.
That's right. So I want to know, we have the children to come up here and
Don't make us leave you. You know, you can make it by yourself.
come on up here. And the teacher, if you want.
Mary, come.
Put you on the spot here.
You can hold it after her for me. What'd y'all do?
We did. How can you help
Grow.
your spirit grow?
How can you help your spirit grow?
Go,
And then what did we do?
go to church. Pet your animal and look at the sky.
And then what did we do?
We planted seeds.
Oh, yeah.
Look at, show us the picture. Show us the picture. Look at that.
Nice.
How talented is that?
Oh my
I need her to help me
goodness.
with my vision board.
Thank you.
All right. So it's my pleasure now having you stand for the benediction. Circle the wagons. Put us all in space of celebration. Yes. So, in closing, recognizing this wonderful opportunity we've had to be together and to practice the presence, which is the very essence of what we do with the music and the message and the bright hope and joy that is present in this center and ongoing. And as we close today, I know that each person has received the perfect thing for them to take home. And I've got mine. So I bless all of us, and together we say, and so it is.
There's a river of love and it flows right through every word I say, everything I do. There's a river of love.